class 9. Welcome back to our English class. In our last class, we had learnt about articles, possessives and demonstratives. Today, we will learn rest of the determiners. So let us begin with quantifiers. This is another important area after articles. So we will learn quantifiers in detail. Here you can see a few sentences. Many schools have started online classes. There are many books in the library. I have many friends. See, these three sentences you can see many is the quantifier used here. Let us see the sentences once again. Many schools, many books, many friends. Now you can understand that the nouns used along with the quantifier many, schools, books and friends, they are all countable nouns. So many is used with countable nouns. What are countable nouns? Nouns that can be counted, or in other words, nouns that can be formed its plural by adding s or es. Nouns that can form its plural form by adding s or es are the countable nouns. Now let us see other set of sentences. There was much milk in the bottle. Who spilled it? She seems to have much money. There is much work to be done. Now here you can see the quantifier much is used with uncountable nouns. Milk, money, work. Can you form its plural by adding s or es? No, you cannot form its plural form by adding s or es. Then how do you form its plural? By adding a word in front of it. For example, you can say 2 glasses of milk or 2 bottles of milk. Same is the case with noun like money and noun like work. So much is used with uncountable nouns. So here we learn how quantifier many is used and how much is used. Now let us see how we can use few and little. Let us read these three sentences. Few boys are not paying attention in the class. I have few books in my library, and he lost the few friends he had. In the first three sentences, we have used quantifier few. Now let us see the noun used along with the quantifier few. In the first sentence, it is boys. In the second sentence, it is books. And in the third sentence, it is friends. You can quickly identify these are countable nouns. So, many and few are used with countable nouns. But remember, many and few are opposite in meaning. Now let us see the next two sentences. There is little money in the purse. A little knowledge is a dangerous thing. The noun that is used with the quantifier little, money and knowledge. Both these words are uncountable nouns. So we can understand that much and little are used with uncountable nouns. Again remember, much and little are opposite in meaning. Many and few are opposite in meaning. Much and little are opposite in meaning. Now let us see a few more examples. Will you have some more tea? I believe he has some influence over her. In the first sentence, it's a polite request. And in the second one, some is used as an unspecified amount. So some is used to make polite request, and also when you want to mention something in an unspecified amount, we can use some. Now let us see the next two sentences. Do you have any news about him? It's a question. Second one, no, I don't have any. It's a negative sentence. So where do we use any? Yes, we use any in interrogative sentences and negative sentences. There is some used, some is used in positive sentences to make polite request and to mention unspecified amount, number or quantity. Last two sentences. All the students are attentive. All the shopping malls are closed. Here, all is used along with plural nouns, students and shopping malls. So, now we learned about how to use some of the quantifiers. We learned about many, much, few, little, some, any and all. Now quickly we will revise what we learned. Some points to remember. All is used with plural nouns. Much and little are used with uncountable nouns, but remember, much and little are opposite in meaning. Many and few are used with countable nouns. Again, they are opposite in meaning. Any is used with specified number and with interrogative sentences and negative sentences, whereas some is used with unspecified amount and to make polite request. Now we learned about countable nouns and uncountable nouns. Let us quickly see what are countable nouns. I already told you countable nouns are nouns that have plural nouns, or in other words, countable nouns are nouns that can be counted. You can make its plural form by adding s or es. Sometimes you can also sometimes you have to make a new word, like in the example child. Let us see the examples given here. Book, books, friend, friends, mall, malls, house, houses. In the case of child, it's a new word, but it's a plural word, children. Knife, knives, leaf, leaves, ox, oxen. All these kind of nouns come under the group countable nouns because they can be counted. Now let us see what are uncountable nouns. See, uncountable nouns. Can you count milk? Can you count sugar? Can you count tea? Can you count water, oil, rice, sand, furniture? Remember, furniture, luggage, news, information, advice, all these are some of the examples for uncountable nouns. Now, when you have to use these nouns in plural sense, you have to use a word in front of it to make it plural. For example, you can say, when you want to say about rice, you can say 5 packets of rice, or 5 kilograms of rice, or 5 sacks of rice. You have to use another word in front of it to make it plural. Same is the case with water. I drank 2 glasses of water. Furniture, pieces of furniture is the way to make it plural. You have to use the word pieces in front of it. Luggage, news, information, advice are some of the other examples of uncountable nouns. Now let us see how to use little, a little and the little. We already learned that little is used with uncountable nouns. But this is an area where many of us get confused whether it is little or whether it is a little. Let us learn it through some examples. There was little money in her purse, so she could not help the needy. See, she wanted to help the needy, but she did not have enough money. There was no money at all. So this sentence gives a negative meaning. The speaker tries to convey a negative meaning by using the word little. But let us see the next sentence. A little knowledge is a dangerous thing. Here, a little gives a positive meaning. There is little knowledge there, but it is not sufficient. That is the reason why it is a dangerous thing. So, when little is used without article, it gives a negative meaning, and when little is used with article a, it gives a positive meaning. Now, let us see the third sentence. The little money she had was already spent on groceries. Here it can mean either positive or negative, but whatever she had was already spent on groceries. So remember how to use little and a little. Same rule applies when we use few, a few. See these sentences given here. There were few people in the hall. Speaker tries to convey a negative meaning. That means there were nobody in the hall, or one or two were there, but speaker tries to give a negative meaning. Second sentence. There were a few people in the hall and they contributed a lot to the discussion. So here speaker tries to convey a positive meaning. So we can come to a conclusion that a few is used in a positive sense. The few people in the hall left as soon as the meeting was over. Here, as we learned it in the example, along with the little, the few also, it can either be positive or negative, but whoever was there in the hall left as soon as the meeting was over. So, remember, when few is used without article, it gives a negative meaning. When few is used with article a, it gives positive meaning. Now here are a few sentences given to you. You have to fill in the blanks using few, a few, the few, or little, a little, and the little. So using these words, let us complete the sentences. Hope you are ready with your notebook. Copy these sentences into your notebook. I'll read out the sentences for you. First one, there is dash milk left in the pot. How will I make a cup of tea? Understand the meaning and then decide which quantifier you have to use there. Second sentence, there is dash milk left in the pot. I will make a cup of tea. Third example, third sentence, he wasted dash strength he had in the fight. Now we have three more sentences. Let us complete the sentences first and then we will discuss the answers. She has dash friends as she is an introvert. Who is an introvert? A person who is shy and reserved. One who does not mingle with people is called an introvert. So the second sentence in this group, she has dash friends and all of them are very close to her. Last sentence in this group is dash friends she has are ready to help her. Hope by now you have copied all these 6 sentences into your notebook. Now shall we discuss the answers? Okay. The first sentence, there is little milk in the pot. How will I make a cup of tea? See, the speaker tries to convey a negative meaning. Person is not able to make a cup of tea because there is no sufficient milk in the pot. So in that sense, we have to use little milk. Second sentence, there is a little milk left in the pot, I will make a cup of tea. Hope you understood the difference between the first and the second sentence. First one conveys a negative meaning, whereas the second sentence conveys a positive meaning. Now the third sentence. He wasted the little strength he had in the fight. Whatever strength he had already wasted the strength in the fight. So I hope you made all the answers correct. Now we will move on to the next group of sentences. She has few friends as she is an introvert. Here again speaker tries to convey a negative meaning. She is an introvert and she has no friends at all. Next sentence. She has a few friends and all of them are very close to her. Here speaker tries to convey a positive meaning. She has not many, but she has a few friends. Now what is the answer for the last sentence? The few friends she has are ready to help her. Hope all of you made all the 6 answers correct. Good. Now let us see how to edit the following sentences. There are 4 sentences given to you. In each sentence there is an error. Find out the incorrect word and correct it. Do copy these sentences into your notebook. First sentences. The hall is full. Much invitees have come. Remember, there is a mistake in this line. Correct the wrong word and replace it with the right word. Second sentence. There is few water in the pond. Third sentence. Did you buy some books? Last one. We don't get many rain here. Hope by now you have copied all these sentences into your notebook. Now shall we discuss the answers for these 4 sentences? Okay, fine. First sentence. The right answer is the hall is full. Many invitees have come, because invitees it's countable noun, so much cannot be used. Much is used with uncountable nouns. Many is the quantifier that has to be used with countable nouns. Much is used with uncountable nouns and many is used with countable nouns. So let's move on to the second sentence. There is little water in the pond. Water is uncountable noun, so the quantifier that should be used with water should be little. Few cannot be used because few should be used only with countable nouns. Now third sentence. Did you buy any books? We learned that any is used with interrogative sentences as well as negative sentence. Now the last sentence in this group. We don't get any rain here. See, don't. It's a negative sentence, so we have to use any in this sentence. Hope you understood how to correct quantifiers in the right way. Now we are moving on to distributives. Now we learned about quantifiers. Now our next group in central determiners is distributives. As you can see, it shows distribution and it refers to one. Some examples of distributives are each, every, either, neither. I told you it refers to one, so always remember to use singular verb. Let us see few examples. Each student in the class is good. Every child is unique. Either side of this coin has an emblem. And last one, neither of the answers is correct. You can note that in each of these sentences we have used singular verb because each, every, either and neither always refer to one. So it should be singular verb. Now what is the next group in our central determiners? The last group is interrogatives. So we will move on to learn interrogatives. Interrogatives are otherwise called WH determiners, and examples for interrogatives are what, whose and which. There are few examples given here. Whose book is this? See, we learned that determiners are used before nouns. Book is a noun. The interrogative that has been used with this noun is whose. So, whose is used as a determiner in this sentence. Second example, which way is the shortest? Way is a noun and which is used as an interrogative determiner. Last example in this group, what plans have you made? So now we have learnt about quantifiers. We learned in detail various usage of many, much, few, little, a few, a little, and also we learnt about distributives and also we learnt about interrogatives. With that, we have come to the end of central determiners. We learned in the first class that determiners are classified into three. First one is predeterminers. We learned predeterminers in the first class. Then the second group is central determiners. Today we learned three of the central determiners, and in the last class we learned articles, possessives and demonstratives. Now what is the last group we have to learn? That is post-determiners. From the name itself it is clear, determiners that are placed after the central determiners are called post-determiners. So we will move on to learn post-determiners. Cardinal numbers, ordinals and general ordinals come under the group post-determiners. Cardinal numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4, all the numbers come under the group cardinals. And ordinals are first, second, third, fourth, etc. come under ordinals, and general ordinals are next, last, previous, etc. Now let us quickly see these examples. This is his first birthday. We know first is an example of ordinals. It is used after the possessive, and possessive is a central determiner. See the second sentence. This is the last meeting of the month. Last, as you know, it is a general ordinal, and so see where is it placed? It is placed after the article, which is a central determiner. Last example in this group, there is hardly any difference between the two. Again, 2 is an example of cardinals, and you can see that it is placed after the central determiner. The articles are central determiners. So we have come to the end of determiners. Today we learned about quantifiers, we learned about distributives, we learned about interrogatives, and also we had a rough idea. We got a rough idea about post-determiners. With this, we have come to the end of determiners. Hope you understood what determiners are, and I think the session was useful and informative. Thank you.